Hey, welcome back to the channel. We already got the day started a little bit. Debbie's gone. She loaded up the Jeep with a bunch of stuff that needed to go to the post office. But since she's left, we've had a couple other things sell. One of the items that sold needs to go to UPS, so I'll likely make that run today. And another item needs to go to the post office, so there's an additional post office run. And we got a return on a PlayStation 2. So I need to test that out. So let's get that started. Let's get some coffee in us and light this candle. So this is the PlayStation 2 that came back to us. Wasn't wrapped up as neatly as we sent it out, but that's okay. It came back to us in great condition. The buyer said that it wasn't working properly. It was working intermittently, I think was the word, and then it quit working altogether. I don't know what goes on at somebody's house, but I know what it was before we shipped it out. So we gave them a full refund and asked them to return the item, and they did. So we're going to test it, get it up on our little test box outside the room here, and see what's going on with it. If it doesn't work, we'll list it as a non-functional unit and get it back out the door. If it does work, well, we will relist it. So let's take a look at it.
All right, it's all hooked up.
This is my little test screen. We've got a PlayStation 2 down here. You see it's loading currently. Checking memory card, loading data, load successful, and there's the game. So here's the crazy thing. We tested this a while back and sent it off to a customer. A customer bought it. And the word is, this doesn't work. Boy, it sure looks like it works to me.
It's a lie!
So PlayStation 2, memory card, game controller, and obviously we put a disc in there. And this is the disc. So, quite frankly, I'm not entirely getting what the issue is. We'll run it through its paces a little bit again.
What will follow is a series of simple tests.
All right, so I'm not a PlayStation 2 guy, but yeah, well, what the heck? We'll figure this out. You know, I figured it out once before. I can probably figure it out again.
Remarkable manifestation of mind over matter.
All right, so we shipped this out. Somebody bought it. We said it worked. We tested it. And the word we got back was that it works intermittently. But we literally played on this this game for a day, and it worked just fine. And as you see, we're able to walk around on this thing.
Somebody's been playing games.
Oh, look at that. Oh, I wrecked. All right. Well, I see no problem with this PlayStation 2. We're going to relist it again and see if we get better results. See if it sticks with the person that wants it. And if they don't, they can return it. We'll give them their money back. We'll sell it again. Or we'll test it again, and then we'll sell it again. I was totally prepared to write this up as a non-working system and sell it that way, but it looks like it's perfectly fine.
I gotta make a series of quality control tests.
You may have seen this before when I'm walking around out here, but we do have a little test station here, and everything is set up on the back for the right inputs, and that way we can test VCRs, Xboxes, PlayStation 2s, all that good stuff. So anyway, that's kind of the story, and it does work, so we're going to get it back out there.
Played it, repackaged it, and put it back on the shelf.
Now that we've tested this and we think everything works well again, we need to put everything back in its original shape, get it prepped for putting back into a box. We know it's going to sell. People want these. So we like to put electronics inside plastic, and this one won't close precisely all the way, so it's a double bagger.
For that, so I've just double bagged it.
All right, so we got the PS2 double bagged. It's ready to go back in a box. We need to get this box with the other stuff. I just tossed everything on top just to get it back in the room. We'll set that there so it's bagged. The CD needs to go back into a jewel case sleeve, and I think I have one right there. And get that back in there. I think when I shipped this out last time, I had everything attached to the outside of the PS2. So all the cables were wrapped up. I need to find my twist ties and get everything back to the way it was.
Back to the future. It's like Back to the Future.
Right, so we've got the audio video cable and power cord in that bag. The game controller is in this bag. The memory card is wrapped up in this bag with bubble wrap. The game, Barnyard, is in a plastic sleeve. And the PlayStation is double bagged. So next is to put it back in a box. But this box is all beat up. We're not going to put it back in that. We're going to repack this in a brand new box. We make sure all of this is secured and ready to rock and roll. And then we'll just go hit the relist button.
Oh, and hit that subscribe button.
We got some new items on deck. This radio we picked up at an auction the other day. And it's been sitting outside the door, so we thought we'd move that along. The other things we picked up this week, picked up a handful of watches. They need batteries, and I haven't gotten around to putting batteries in them yet, but we did pick up this Elgin alarm clock. It's pretty sweet looking. I've not researched it, done any comps on it yet, but that's going to get some photos taken today, along with that radio. And by the way, the radio is fully tested, and it does work. And then we got this compact. It's by Stratton, vintage compact. Mirror is still intact on the inside. And underneath is still looking good as well. So, and again, that is a compact by Stratton. And haven't done the comps on that either. We'll get photos and get both of those, get all three of these things listed. I'm just trying to get things off my table. Debbie brought this in the other day, and we're going to get this listed. It is a felt menu board, and it comes with the letters. The letters are underneath the board, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there it is, brand new in the box. Comes with the letters, and I'm dropping things, but it is new in the box. And aside from that card that is not so new since it dropped on the floor, but this card was in it. So anyway, we'll get that listed. That goes into things I need to get listed today because it's been sitting around for a few days out here, and also sitting around for a few days out here that needs to get listed is this even up shoe lift that Debbie bought for $31.99 and never used. So she bought that when she was going through her bionic toe surgery, but she never did use this. So this is going to get listed. So now we got 4 items that need to go up in the store today. So I'm going to get some photographs taken.
Photographs, eh?
Well, this video certainly turned into a twofer, didn't it? Yesterday got to be a pretty busy day, so I didn't get back to visit with you. We did get that PS2 all straightened out and packed up and in a box. Here's the crazy thing. It sold overnight, so we've got that to go out today. I started back into albums. We still had a bunch of albums that needed to be listed that were sitting still in not my climate controlled environment, so we needed to take care of that. So I worked on that yesterday. But it is another morning, and I'm back out here to feed the cats. And you remember Gypsy, who was getting braver? Well, Gypsy brought a little kitten out. And this little kitten just opened its eyes a couple days ago. So, and it's sitting out, they're sitting out under the heat lamps. It's probably about, I don't know, 32 degrees, maybe 33 degrees outside. And there's certainly no heat out here in the barn. So we put the heat lamps out to keep the cats warm. And we're going to put some new food out for them. And then we'll get right back with you.
Meow mix, please deliver.
So it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Sun's starting to come out. You can see that little orange line behind the tree line there. But it's going to be, I think, a nice day today. Debbie is in the house getting ready. I think I fed all the cats. She is going to help a friend out in town with their shop today. So she's going to go work in the antique store today. As for me, I'm going to make sure this PS2 is all ship shape. Put a pack slip inside the box and get it out the door. And finish up those albums that I started working on yesterday. But first, I need to get a cup of coffee.
Gee, it's coffee. No, it's Folgers Crystals.
Hey, if you're all curious, that little white cat, that kitten that's out in the barn that you just saw, doesn't have a name yet. So if you guys know a name, Snowball's off. By the way, don't say Snowball, because I've already suggested that and it fell flat. So, but Debbie likes to name our barn cats. I get that they're feral and they don't know their names, but we like to have names for them. That way we know who we're talking about when we have conversations later. Anyway, I'm looking for the PS2 and I see it. It's up here on the top, right above the Jimmy Swaggart album collection, on top of the Jeep TJ right window. Anyway, I need two hands to reach up there and grab that, so that's what I'm going to do.
You see, Eddie, it takes two hands to handle a whopper.
It was purchased by a gentleman in Chicago, so we're going to get that open back up and put a pack slip inside it.
I'm going back in.
We are going to send it back out. It's all ready to go. I just got to tape it up and get it to the post office. Ready to rock and roll. And then we'll start back on these. I have this, my goal is to fill this box up today. That's some of what we got, which is quite a few. And then, here, I'll show you the rest of them. My coffee's done brewing, so I guess I could have a pot of coffee. What I have left out here, which doesn't count what we have left album-wise in the overflow room, but we've got this stack here. We have this stack right here, and there's a stack over there as well, underneath that Bible. This stack. My goal is to get through those today.
You have weird goals.
My other goal today, not eBay related, is out where the cats are. There's a caged room you might have seen a few times in the background as I'm walking around. And that little caged room used to have a bunny rabbit in it. It used to have a rabbit. It was my son's rabbit. When he moved out of the house, he took the rabbit with him. So we've got that empty cage area. And the rabbit did a mess on the floor in there. It just tore the floor up, tunneled in it. We built it so the rabbit couldn't tunnel out of the barn. So there's wood that goes down all the way around the cage, about a foot deep or so. Anyway, the floor is torn up pretty well inside that cage. And I want to make it a nice area for the cats. So what I intend to do is level that floor out today, throw some gravel down and some hay or straw, and get those warming lamps set up in there. There's power in that cage as well. And get a heated water dish for the cats and things like that. We've had more cats this year than we have in previous years, so I really feel like I need to create a better environment for them. We've really built up our cat population over the summer. And now that winter's here, they need a good place to bed down.
Plenty of cats.
Cats, and more cats.
My goal is to get that done today. Oh, and a couple days ago, we had a strong storm come through here, and it blew our flagpole over. And I was so proud of that flagpole. There's about 2.5 feet of concrete holding that flagpole in the ground, and it just pulled it right up out of the ground.
I'm gonna ride this one out, guys. I'm gonna ride this one out right here.
We get some strong winds. So I don't know if it's going to get done today, but it's got to get done this weekend. I need to dig the hole back out that the flagpole was placed down in, and it literally just pulled the concrete up out of the ground. So I got to pick that up with the tractor, dig a bigger hole, pour new concrete, reset it, wait a couple days for that to, because it's cold out, wait a couple days for that to set up properly, and then put the flagpole back up. So those are some things on my list of things to do. But first, I am going to enjoy this cup of coffee, put some tape on that box that I just brought in, and then get back to work on the album.
Time's up.
Well, I didn't get this box quite full yet. I'm up to 90. Of course, that's assuming those are already done, right? 1 through 70. 91 was already in the box, so there was a big gap here of records we already sold. Actually, the gap started back here before Kenny Rogers. I think this was the first one we did today. So 78, and I've managed to get to 90. So I got that much done in the past couple hours. Actually, hour and a half. But I promised myself at noon today I would go work on that, converting that rabbit cage to a place where the cats can call home.
Okie dokie, Porky, let's get crack-a-lackin'.
This video turned into a threefer, didn't it? Sold 3 things in the store overnight. We sold some things yesterday, but I just like to tell you the most recent things. So we sold 3 things in the store overnight. It was some Jimmy Swaggart 8-track tapes, Carole King album, and an Xbox 360 game. So I got to get those boxed up today. I wanted to show you real quick, though. I got something accomplished yesterday. There goes Gypsy running out of the room. But you can see we got this little room done. There goes another kitty cat running out. So they're liking it, but the room is done. Got a little place for the cats in there. Got some heat lamps working. It's okay. I'll go in here now. Got some bales of hay over here. And that's where we keep their food, water bowls, and we've got a nice little house here for them to chillax in. They seem to be digging it a lot, so we created a little home for them, and I got that done, which is awesome. What I didn't get done yesterday, well, that took longer than I thought, so, you know, that's why this is a threefer, because don't have time to do videos. I got time to shovel mounds of gravel. There's about 8 to 10 inches of gravel on that floor, and I got it leveled out because the rabbit had done some damage. But this is what I was pulling from, which is gravel that's usually for our driveway. And I wanted to walk you out real quick and show you what's going on with our flagpole that I didn't get to yesterday. So you can see Our 30-foot flagpole was pulled from the ground. Pretty solid piece of concrete that was holding it. It's huge. Strong winds knocked that down. And I didn't get to that yesterday, and I'm not going to get to it today. It's kind of a coolish day, but it is Sunday. Yesterday, before I started working on the cat house, if you will, I didn't finish working on the albums. So I've got a lot of unfinished symphonies working. I'm going to get back into the eBay room, box up those 3 items that need to go out, maybe revisit the albums, and maybe go over some of the things that we've sold in the past couple days, just to bring you up to speed. All right, so who was that guy that spoke really fast back in the 1970s? I want to say his name was John Machida.
Okay, units, travel plans. I need to be in New York on Monday, LA on Tuesday, New York on Wednesday, LA on Thursday, New York on Friday. Got it? Got it.
FedEx guy. Anyway, I might need him to read through this list because we've had a lot of things sell since we've last talked. Some of them we've touched on just briefly in other videos, but and it hasn't been that long. In fact, from the time I walked in from talking to you about the flagpole to right here in this chair, I did stop at the bench and box up a few things, but we sold 2 more things on my little walk-in. So 2 more? Yeah, 2 more. So we've got 5 items that I just boxed up. Anyway, I'm going to run through this list for you real quick, and just to say thank you to everybody that bought everything from us.
And I thank you.
Want to get through this list before we sell something else and I have to add to it. So, Granville in Friday Harbor, Washington, thanks for buying the Dvorak Symphony No. 5 in E minor, Opus 95, from the New World on Epic Records. And we just listed that yesterday. So it's a pretty rare item. We had it priced right to move, and it did. Sherry in Springville, New York, bought the Smitty-built Jeep Wrangler JK tailgate bar brackets. It's for a 2007 to 2018 Jeep JK. Fits on the back tailgate that the bar slips into to hold the window down. For non-Jeep guys, that's what it is. For Jeep guys, you knew what it was before I explained it. Ellen in Quincy, California, bought Carole King Music from 1971, a vinyl record from Ode Records. James in Jolton, Tennessee, bought Jimmy Swaggart a lot of 5 vintage 8-track tapes. Joy in Winfield, Alabama, bought UFC 2009 Undisputed Microsoft Xbox 360. It's in excellent condition. Michael in Chicago bought the Sony PlayStation 2 console. Came with the controller, memory card, power cord, AV cable, and a game.
All praises to the PlayStation.
Robert in Glenmore, Pennsylvania, bought Led Zeppelin 2 DVD set. Live concert, the DVD sets from 2003. Cindy in Rhodesville, Virginia, bought this Audi Petri 400mm focal 6.3 telephoto lens. Came with a black zippered leather case as well. Pretty big lens.
You sneak the photo with a long lens?
Kyle in Brookville, Maryland, bought Andy Gibbs Shadow Dancing, and Andy Gibbs been in my head every day since. Shadow Dancing. That record's from 1978. Shane in Derby, Kansas, bought this Emerson AM/FM radio cassette CD boombox.
My day, all they needed was boombox and Captain and Tennille.
Mishia in Little Elm, Texas, bought Taylor Swift on the cover of People magazine from October 20th, 2014. It's the full magazine, 40th anniversary issue. Taylor's on the cover, and Mishia got it. David from Villa Rica, Georgia, bought Susan Tedeschi live from Austin, Texas, 2004 CD. Bill from Mount Vernon, Ohio, bought 2 Honeywell True HEPA filters. Those were new in the box. Jesse in Toledo, Oregon, bought Broken Bridges original soundtrack CD from 2006. Dave in Rockford, Michigan, bought a vintage Plastiplex 8-track tape storage case. James in Lincoln, California, bought Priceless Jazz by Ramsey Lewis. That's a 1998 CD. And also a James, different James, in Westerville, Ohio, bought Eddie Rabbit, on vinyl. The name of the album's Horizon. It's from 1980. Sally from Astoria, Oregon, bought Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass on vinyl. It's his Christmas album. Edward in Newcastle, Delaware, bought large 16-inch white porcelain Chinese vase, floral design. It was a pre-1979 manufacture. Nice vase. We've had it sitting around in the store for a little over a year, but it found the home with Edward. Scott in Lancaster, Minnesota, bought vintage 8-track tape storage carrying case. It holds 40 cartridges. It's a little suitcase kind of thing.
That's funny. Here's his suitcase, but he's disappeared.
Stacy in Springfield, Ohio, bought vintage ladies Axcess quartz watch with a blue face. Now, I'm going to stop there for a second because I'm going to admit we had a little issue finding that watch. As a matter of fact, we didn't find that watch. So, what we did, totally our mistake.
We all make mistakes, boss. That's why they put rubber on the ends of pencils.
We fully reimbursed Stacy all of her money. Shipping costs, everything. She got 100% of her money back. And because we made the mistake and she bought it, right? We also sent her a watch. So she got a nice ladies Timex watch instead. I know it's not what she picked out. We're truly sorry. Totally our mistake, but she gets a free watch and her money back. I know, we're a little nuts that way.
I'm a neurotic nut, but you're crazy.
James in Cantonsville, Maryland, bought Rush R30 30th Anniversary World Tour 2 DVD set. Daniel in Lansing bought Ann Downing that's Lansing, Tennessee, by the way, bought Ann Downing Treasured Gifts 1992 cassette on Welcome Home Records. It's a gospel cassette. Andrea in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, bought a vintage mid-century modern emerald green glass ashtray, 6 inches across, heavy, square, had 4 resting places for cigarettes and or cigars.
There has never been a cigarette in that ashtray.
Kay in Osceola, Indiana, bought Elvis Presley Blue Moon on 45 RPM records. The other side had Just Because on it. Becky in Monroe, North Carolina, bought a vintage 1930s milk glass sugar bowl, silver-plated rim and handles. Stephen in Brule, Nebraska. Nebraska's hard to say right after Brule. Bought his vintage Pyrex clear refrigerator dish. It's just the lid. All right, in model 501B. Lonnie in Rainsville, Alabama, bought this huge FedEx authorized ship center lighted display. And I say huge, it's 29 inches by 17 inches by 4.5 inches. And it was made out of metal. The front is plastic, but it lights up. It worked perfectly. It's a really nice sign. And by the way, we've got 2 more UPS signs sitting in the store.
Owns his own chain of UPS stores.
Mark in Helotes, Texas, bought this vintage Pyrex clear glass. This is the other clear glass ribbed refrigerator dish lid. This one is 501C. Ken in Mokina, Illinois, bought Lionel Richie Back to Front CD, Greatest Hits Collection. Bree in Eudora, Kansas, bought 30 Stone United States Army Sandstone coasters, a set of 4 inside the box. It was an open box, but everything was brand new. Brandon in Southfield, Michigan, bought the Guess Who Super Pack 8-track tape with original cardboard sleeve. Tom in Mooresville, North Carolina, bought David Bowie Never Let Me Down on CD. Carmelo in Ravenna, Ohio, bought vintage 1971 heirloom large family Bible. Russell in Lindsay, Ontario, Canada, bought the Rolling Stones Tattoo You. Jesse in Brooklyn, New York, bought Daryl Hall and John Oates Live Time. Brenna in Jefferson, Massachusetts, bought Walt Disney Productions Mickey Mouse Disco from 1979. That was on vinyl. Samara in Madison, New Jersey, bought A Cinderella Story on DVD, full screen from 2004. It was new and sealed. Robin in Columbus, Ohio, bought this AM/FM Weatherband pocket radio with a pivoting LED nightlight.
It was a flashlight.
Brenda in Maple Lake, Minnesota, bought this Brent Holmes Moose Tunes for Kids audio CD from 2000. Raquel in Newark, New Jersey, bought a lot of 5 Essence magazines. Catherine, Miami Beach, Florida, bought this Crosley AM/FM radio in retro red. Those Crosley radios are pretty cool. We've got another one in the store. I think it's a black radio, different design, but it's still got that retro look. Becky in Monroe, North Carolina, bought this red ribbon and snowflake ceramic planter.
This planter must be made of lead.
Frank in Suffern, New York, bought the Barbie Exercise album, a 1982 Kid Stuff Records release. Looking good and feeling great there in New York, right?
Barbie!
John from Sugar Grove, North Carolina, bought Dish Network 1000 yoke LNBF bracket adapter holder. I got to tell you, that one came off our satellite dish. I pulled it out of the ground about a month ago and took it apart and sold the pieces. Belva in Pateo, Oklahoma, bought a set of 4 Fosteria Glass Century salad plates. John in Montgomery, Texas, bought a lot of 54 vintage 8-track tapes, country, gospel, pop, instrumental. Yeah, it was all over the place. And we just threw them all in a box rather than sell them individually, and they're off to Texas.
So let me just pop in this 8-track.
Adam in Winston, North Carolina, bought Service Manufacturing Company cassette storage case. It holds 60 cassettes. Another little suitcase carrier.
Suitcase?
Dan in Hawthorne, Florida, also got a cassette storage case. This one's a hard plastic case. It holds 15 tapes. Todd in Frostburg, Maryland, bought a vintage Polaroid, the ColorPack land camera from 1973. Benedict in Newark, Delaware, bought the Carpenters' self-titled 1971 album. Had a big gatefold in the middle of it.
We've only just begun.
Candace in Bend, Oregon, Carpenters' Christmas portrait. Carpenters were hot there for a little bit. Deborah in Princeton, Minnesota, bought an antique red satin cranberry glass miniature oil lamp. And Morris in McCall, Idaho, bought 50 Cent, The Massacre, on CD from 2005. And last but not least, Kimberly in Pekin, Indiana, various love songs of the 80s on CD. And that covers everything, and I think that was 57 items that have sold in the past couple of days, which is awesome. Keeping the stuff rolling in the store, and we're putting more in. I still have a stack of albums over here I need to get to, and I think I'll get to those today. But we covered a lot of stuff. It was a threefer, right? We did 3 days today. So I'd like to thank everybody that has been buying from our eBay store. Please visit BSonex out on eBay. Check us out on all the social media channels as well, not just on YouTube. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on TikTok, we're on X, formerly known as Twitter.
Everywhere.
So I'd like to thank you all for watching as well. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.